Cybersecurity project presentation. I'd like to introduce you to the presenters, Frankie, Andrea, Shell, myself, Spring, and Shirley. Cybersecurity is important to our business. The focus is to reduce threats and protect banks' infrastructure, data, and client privacy. So who wants the project? Chief Information Security Manager, CEO, IT departments, the entire organization and their customers. This is to monitor the channels through which information flows into and out of the organization information network. Next slide. This report outlines the project plan for the cybersecurity project. The project aims to improve cybersecurity of the organization by implementing cybersecurity measures and developing a cybersecurity response plan in a banking institution. The time frame is from April to June 30th, 2023. Next slide.
The scope of this IT project plan is to improve the cybersecurity system and develop a comprehensive cybersecurity response plan for a local bank institution on cyber attack. The project will focus on identifying potential vulnerabilities, developing mitigation strategies, and implementing best practices to prevent and mitigate the impact of cyber attacks. Next slide.
Constraints. It is important to identify any constraints upfront and manage them accordingly throughout the project to ensure successful completion with minimal disruptions. There are three major constraints, which are the cost, scope, and time constraints. Next slide.
Cyber attacks on banks are complex and require a lot of planning and expertise on the part of the attackers. The success of these attacks depends on several key assumptions, such as weak security measures, vulnerable software, human error, and weak passwords, which is not held true can significantly impact the attacker's ability to carry out the attack. Next slide. Quality control and quality assurance are critical for cyber attacks on banks to ensure that the attack is successful in achieving the attacker's objectives. The attacker must monitor the progress of the attack, respond to changes in the bank security system, identify and resolve any issues that arise during the attack, test the attack before executing it, identify and address any vulnerabilities in the bank systems, and validate an attack to ensure that it will be successful in achieving the attacker's objectives. Next slide.
Cyber attacks on banks are very common nowadays, and cyber hackers are more skilled every day to break into banks' cybersecurity to steal data from users and steal their money throughout fake emails, platforms, and calls, even altering ATMs. Our purpose is to invest in new software specialized to protect data and hire competent companies that provide cybersecurity audit services based on banking sector standards. The first one is the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning. They are tools that play an increasingly important role in cybersecurity. The goal of AI is to identify and react to suspected issues almost immediately in order to prevent potential issues from disrupting banks' activities and thus ensure that the network is secure. However, while AI-based cybersecurity has many benefits, it must complement human security personnel in order to achieve better results against cyber attacks. The second one is protection of ATMs. Within physical branches, the channel most prone to cyber attacks are ATMs, since most of them work with versions of Windows from a decade ago, are exposed 24/7 and contain money and user information, so they are the lottery of criminals. For this reason, it's of vital importance that as a bank, the ATM network be protected with solutions that can monitor their activities in real time, and based on this, we create a better image and the omnichannel banking experience of customers will benefit. The third one, audits. A thorough audit is necessary before any new security software is implemented. The review reveals the strengths and weaknesses of the existing setup, plus provide recommendations that help save money while enabling the right investment. Next one.
Work breakdown structure, schedule, and resources. Next slide. Here is a breakdown of the phases of the project lifecycle. First is the project initiation phase. This project plan will be initiated in response to an opportunity that needs to be investigated or a problem that needs to be resolved. Next is the planning phase. A project plan is developed during the planning process to give all stakeholders the project's roadmap. It specifies all of the tasks, deadlines, budget, deliverables, milestones, and other dependencies necessary to complete the project effectively. Next slide. The execution phase is usually the most time consuming and resource intensive. The WBS and the project schedule are used by the project team to carry out the duties listed in the project plan. Additionally, regular team meetings are conducted to discuss project status, assess project variances, deal with the change requests, and if necessary, update the project plan. Next is the monitoring and control. Monitoring and control are used to ensure that the project is executed correctly by examining each stage of the project management process. They are most helpful during the execution stage. Next slide. Next is the testing and evaluation. The test and evaluation are the procedures used to determine whether the plan meets the quality of the project plan objectives. The last part is the closure. The project manager and the team will gather to discuss the project's events and learnings in a closing meeting during the final phase, also known as the follow-up phase. The team will review the complete life cycle to determine lessons and recommendations, identify strengths and areas for improvement, and record them with the other project data for future reference. Next slide.
In the cost summary, we have all the costs involved in the project organized by one-time cost and recurring cost. In one-time cost, we have all of those expenses got just once to develop the project and reach our goal, thanks to those tools and additional labor hired only to develop the project. We are going to acquire AI and machine learning, protection of 18Ms, maintenance, and audit consultancy as our tools to improve our service. On the other hand, we are going to hire a network engineer, cybersecurity analyst, application developers, system analyst, QA analyst, and digital forensic investigator. Next one. In the recurring cost, we have all our common expenses per month and our regular employees in the bank. These expenses are computer equipment rental, printer maintenance, software updates, lease space, loans, finance charges, utilities, supplies, taxes and fees, insurance, and payroll. Next one.
Resources summary. Resources are essential to reach our project goal, and we have to analyze what are the necessary tools to include them in the list. This consists of manpower, hardware, softwares, use of various services, facilities, and other expenses. Res- Sorry. We have a total of 17 personnel working on this project, which includes 5 contractuals and totaling 300 effort days. Next.
A communication plan is vital for this project as it defines how information will be shared among stakeholders. It keeps everyone associated with the project accountable and provides transparency. It identifies issues, risks, and mitigation strategies. Clear communication helps send the right message at the right time. Next.
It is important for banks to have effective cybersecurity strategies and incident response plans to mitigate these risks and protect against cyber threats. Here are 5 risks of cyber attack in a bank institution and to whom the responsibility is assigned to. Next slide, please. At our bank, or we firmly believe rather that cybersecurity is an essential part of safeguarding banks and other financial institutions from online risk. At our bank, we understand the importance of keeping our customers' sensitive information safe and secure. We believe that cybersecurity is not just a priority, but a responsibility that we owe to our customers. With the increasing dependence on technology, our bank is continually looking for ways to protect our digital assets from potential threats. And by implementing a comprehensive cybersecurity framework, we can provide our customers with peace of mind and ensure that their financial or confidential information remains protected.